You walk into the Browns facility each morning knowing the narrative's shifting. Myles Garrett doesn't just have the biggest contract on the team, $160 million to be precise. He's made clear what comes with it. A Super Bowl. That demand sets a tone. A standard. It whispers through every hallway, echoing in the locker room, reminding everyone exactly what's expected. And at the same time, you got Shedeur Sanders, the fifth-round quarterback nobody expected to crack the slate from day one. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Quietly proving that he's everything the season can't afford to ignore. Garrett sees it too. From the moment Shedeur stepped onto the field, Garrett started mentoring him, sharing wisdom from the edge rusher's vantage, helping with pocket presence and pre-snap reads between sprints and drills. That kind of veteran endorsement is rare. It's loud. It says all the unsaid words. I trust you. You're worth it. We believe you can lead. When Garrett publicly acknowledges Sanders' poise and precision, it flips script after script. Because he's more than a teammate. He's a locker room cornerstone. And when he attaches his reputation to yours, people listen. Yet despite that, the politics around quarterback reps don't budge. Sanders remains a second-string watcher. Dylan Gabriel, Pickett, even Joe Flacco. Each of them sees the first-team snaps he deserves. Sanders watches, studies, waits, then shines whenever the film cuts his way. Pinpoint throws, consistent footwork, pocket awareness. By now, even the backup offensive linemen are leaning into his cadence, timing it like a drill commander. And still, the coaches won't shift. You shrug, meet the punt of another pass designed for scouts, not teammates. You've seen enough tape to know what this team should look like, and this isn't it. Organization wants control. You get that, but when control means burial, isolation, delayed opportunity, you start asking, is that right? The pressure against Sanders isn't just on-field mechanics. Press conferences have turned into wiretaps of racial subtext. Mary Kay Kitt, the veteran reporter, tries to needle him with coded language about attitude, edge, personal distractions, yet he handles it the only way you can expect a seasoned pro to calm, redirecting the narrative to football. You can almost hear the collective realization off camera. He's not the headline of their design. He's rewriting it as we speak. Meanwhile, the team leaks concerns. The offense is historically bad. It ranked last in passes last season. Garrett is pressuring the front office for offensive overhaul. He knows sacks don't win games alone. Points do. So he's Ted Lasso-level coaching meets number 95 ferocity, demanding threats at every level. You see that alignment, the franchise icon pushing you. The coach is still protecting the status quo. Gabriel with draft pedigree. Financially, Pickett holds a guaranteed $2.66 million contract. Flacco's deal expiring in months offers no long-term guarantee. Meanwhile, you, Sanders, have no guarantee. No protection. Every snap behind the helmet is a question. How badly will I have to be right to get a shot? It's enough to crush any rookie. But what you do, you stay poised. Because you know how that traction builds. Relationships matter. If Garrett's investing in you, if veteran Denzel Ward gives a nod after watching you dominate basic footwork, if the wider locker room starts turning, you've already won the game's soft wars. Still, you need the reps. You need film. You need live action, not drills. A late Christmas gift from fate arrives. The offense gets shuffled after another sluggish joint practice. They shift, officially, to a two-quarterback day. Sanders finally gets red zone snaps. One crisp throw to Judkins puts the ball into the inside shoulder with coverage sniffing it. Guards nod. The QB room goes quiet. It's that kind of execution. No flash. No narrative. Just delivery. Locker room culture shifts. Guys start working alongside you after reps. Running backs linger to run quarterback bootlegs. Receivers ask about routes, why you measure them differently. Even defensive backs watch film on you, shaking heads. The kind of respect the game doesn't ask for, but that matters most. Still, official reps barely inch upward. Mitchell reports note your completion percentage over 90%. Zach Jackson headlines. Sanders, best QB emerging thus far. Experts like Kimberly A. It's about mastering the playbook now. You've done that. You educate fellow QBs on terminology. You swap signals with coaches during breaks. Skills meets leadership. They can't keep pretending forever. But let's talk system breakdowns. Injuries mount to the offensive line. Center out for weeks, guard limping. Gaps widen. QB teasing becomes reality. Dobbs or Pickett can't solve a flawed front line. Meanwhile, Garrett pushes daily. Better pass protection. Better receivers. Better route combinations. This year has to change. And in that suffocating environment, you find clarity. Football isn't drama. It's execution. Study. Routine. That single-threaded obsession separates you, not arrogance. Comparisons fly. Travis Hunter, the Jaguars' rookie corner and tight end diamond, astound with a dual-position contract. MVP whispers. He's blazing tradition. It's a new era. You watch. You analyze. And you know, this is exactly your moment. The spotlight's turning. Millennial stars, rookie presidents, NCQBs, and brand builders, they're rewriting expectations. The NFL's evolution calls for quarterbacks ready for fame and production. That's you. And when Haslam hears endorsements from Garrett, scouts, cornerbacks, he's forced to choose. Stick to the plan or pivot. That fear is real. Because if you get the job and succeed, another team will begrudge it later. If they can't elevate you, they'll watch you light up the league elsewhere. Fans will ask, why do we mess this up again? Press conferences become pressure cookers. If Garrett cites improvement and offensive urgency in public, he's calling out the system silently. Media fans. Quotes get clipped. Narrative accelerates. The PR beat flips. Do the Browns contain Sanders, or does he contain them? Cleveland has promised announcement by week 4, but every second feels delayed. Doors appear locked. When coaches signal it's not about reps, it's about understanding, you smile because you understand. You've carried that offense since rookie walkthrough. You break defenses down on yours free days. Still, no leash to play live. Expectations build. Will it be week 1? Week 3? Official depth chart leak? Will Gabriel stumble under pressure? Will Pickett blink when the blinds shift? Every rep you don't get becomes urgency for your shot. And in that pressure cooker, you hold yourself together. Meditation. VR film installations. Deep routes runs on turf at midnight. Self-film. Mindset. Discipline becomes sanctuary. Finally, you get first preseason link-up with one's WRs. Perfect drop back. 3rd and goal. You call the cadence. Motion tells you personnel shift. You audible again. The blitz nose guard shifts. You adjust protection. The route breaks open. You hit the flash fade. Touchdown. In silence, coaches nod. The sideline hums. Tony B., equipment manager, smiles. Nothing dramatic. Just what should have been happening. Inside, the quarterback room shifts. Gabriel bolts his helmet off. Another QB leans in. Veteran guard exhales. That's our guy. Tension bursts. Coaches start running explanations. Development path. Needs more reps. System acclimation. All while knowing conversation just changed. Front office texts. He made a statement. Ownership whispers. We pivot now or we'll regret this. Shot clock blinks. Then roster announcement. Shedeur named 3rd string, but officially elevated as developmental signal caller for game packages. Quarterback competition reopened. Coaches refused to close door. You tape up. Walk through the tunnel. This fall, this might be your debut. In press, Garrett says, we support the best man, and we're holding everyone accountable. That sends chills. That signals shift. Across social, fans call. Freddie shading free Sanders. Stocks and jersey sales spike. Finally, you walk on field with helmet on. Scout rolls off, wearing the brown skinny zone. That first rep with second-team OL, you sell with eyes. Ball snaps. You see linebacker stunt. You climb pocket. You unload a back shoulder corner route on fire 3rd pressure. Receiver bangs it in stride. Touchdown. Quiet. just execution. In background, coaching staff huddles, heads down, calculating. GM watches field. Owner steps to yard line. Change is wet asphalt tangling underfoot. Something new and dangerous, meritocracy. And for the first time since the season began, you feel it. You're about to play. You step onto the field the next day, feeling a shift in the air. It isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. But every passing player, every sideline assistant, every coach warming up nearby senses something inevitable. Change is coming. Execution is all that matters anymore, and every drill, every look, every throw counts. A few reps into the session, that machine-sharp pocket awareness clicks again. A simulated blitz moves before the snap. The offensive line readjusts mid-formation. Adjustments made. You roll right, slide up cleanly. Eyes up, spot the throwing lane. A tight 25-yard in to the outside shoulder of the receiver. It lands perfectly. No drama, no flash, just another moment where the practice tape reads command. The group next to yours goes silent for a second, a flicker of realization passing through them. That throw took training camp behavior, but it took quarterback pedigree. It took mindset, and you had them both. Now the quarterback room thickens. Gabriel's eyes flick covertly toward the coaches in the booth. Kenny picks agitatedly at the laces of his ball between reps. Coaches rarely publicly waver, but private discussions are growing anxious. Tension is creeping toward reckoning. The offensive coach pauses drills and says, "Shedeur, good change of pace concept. Let's walk through that again." That line, small victory to everyone else, feels monumental because it built a crack in the status quo. Myles, Garrett, and Denzel Ward share a sideline glance later, nodding toward the sideline where the practice footage is already looping on a tablet. They're recognizing development. They're acknowledging potential. That moment was earned by consistent grind, not politics. Then comes a heated post-practice huddle. Garrett addresses the team. Everyone's responsibility is to lift the playmaker, help him be great. That's what leaders do. That sounds simple. That sounds uncontroversial. But downstairs at the meeting table reads, "Back me or stand in the way." Your work ethic becomes unofficial policy. Morale shifts subtly but unmistakably. Receivers linger, blocking sleds cleared, wanting extra throws. One of the veteran edge players remarks offhandedly that kids' ball placements save our evening turnovers. The assemblage tightens, yes, the defense still wins drills, but praise now includes Sanders, not just the starters. Media whispers quicken. Unsourced reports of front office frustration with stagnant quarterback hierarchy begin trickling out. Journalists ask GM Andrew Berry pointed questions. Should quarterback reps reflect on-field performance? He pivots carefully, saying competition ongoing, but tone listeners sense seems beginning to tear. Meanwhile, training progress isn't painless. The offensive line rotates injured and begins to resemble fabric being stretched thin. Throws stabilize, but hitting windows under pressure remains fine line between standout and incomplete. Every on-target pass now feels intentional. Timer resets. Stakes rise. Each drive is preparation to be used in real game situations. You lean into that. Every third down rep taken seriously. Every red zone look internalized. Every charge play in 11 on 11 feels like building feature film footage. Coaches note, 2 red zone drives run quietly clean. No errors. Third and medium conversions earned. Faster cadence, audible adjustments. Subtle differences, no worse quarterback misses. Some days practice ends with nothing but grit. Coaches switch to running routes at 7:30 p.m. because heat is gone and muscle memory thrives in exhaustion. Players head home later than usual, but with tighter nods. The feeling. Belief takes practice just as much as drills do. One afternoon comes when Gabriel struggles late in practice. A forced throw, an errant interception. It hits the turf while Sanders watches calmly from the sidelines. Facial expression shows nothing but focus. Then the coaches call sweeps to the ones. Sanders gets the call. That momentary chaos becomes his chance. Audible checks, protection shift, perfect skirt noodle out to boundary insider. First team cleanup successful. Nothing flashy, but efficient. Coaches lean in again. That second win still just another day's work, but carries weight for everyone watching. A few players begin referencing that moment casually in interviews. Saw him relieve heat by setting pressure and throwing under center with triple tight. Efficient. That language signals respect. It also signals shift. Competition getting real. Social media buzz triples. Tweets about Sanders being practice snaps leader and accuracy spread. Fans start asking, why isn't he the backup yet? Broadcasters begin to reference him among top rookie surprises. Praise once contained in scouting notebooks leaks public. You don't absorb Reddit trends. You don't chase hype. You just keep preparing. Conditioning runs, film study, route measure refinement, heater throws between drills. Every detail matters because under the hood of narrative, media, and management watches who stays steady. Week 4 approaches and management announces slight depth chart reordering. Gabriel remains second string, but Sanders listed as official backup in certain packages. Press release neutral. Competition continues. No fanfare. But wordler conversation in the locker room shifts to emergency preparedness, crisis talk, and coaches rehearsing 2 quarterback plays. Your opening drive in the preseason comes. Clears out routine starters early. Sanders heads to the field up-tempo. Motion shift. Insider set calls an audible. Protection shifts. Blitz throws counted off. Game clock wins. Under pressure, pocket narrows. You throw again the back foot to the boundary. Touchdown pattern execution. Clean. Crisp. Done. Silence erupts. From sideline. From broadcast chatter. That play appears on highlight reels instantly. Social voice surges. Commentators compare next rookie quarterback from previous years. Notably, Lynn Bowden Redix. Legacy comparisons. That single play carried not choice. It carried momentum. Year of turning. Locker room energy hums. Receivers nod as you return to huddle. Those who block for Gabriel glance back. Uncertainty sparks their fade. In that tension lies decision moment. GM faces news conference. He remarks, Sanders earned his moment. Press screen share pixel glow. Cleveland pivot begins. Psychological shift spreads. Game 2 comes faster. Gabriel starts on first drive again. Completes few passes. Offense stalls under coverage disguise. First half ends sluggishly. Door opens. Coaches inject 2-minute reps late. Sanders gets reps. First attempt quick exit to sideline easy. Next audible call runs against zone. Third throw connects on late crossfield dig. Resists pocket. Resets. Fires deep corner fade. Touchdown. Confidence outpours. Clique of cameras catches Fed sideline moment. Receivers slap pads. Coaches whisper cadence read aloud. Even journalists break pattern. One tweets. Sanders' tempo clarity. Timing already beats out veteran reps. That statement floods timeline. Cultural dismissal collapses. Depth chart flip follows. Gabriel designated backup in table games. Sanders elevated in package plans. Trainers begin prepping rookie packages. Nickels and dime coverage road packages prep to identify Sanders on password snaps. Coaches begin game planning Q package 2, scripts around his skill. Offensive line calls spread drills for shotgun routes. That's acknowledgement. Garrett's final push arrives. Mid-camp team meeting. Sanders is ready. We work for him now. If breaks, we must enable him. Set message. Support him or get out of the way. Leadership moment stands. Ownership messaging type, but visible casual acknowledgement appears. Season billing shifts to competitive window, not development window. Public confidence in QB future emerges even before final depth chart. The rest of camp closes cleanly. Final day, joint practice with another team. Coach allows cross-position matchups. Boundary corner versus Sanders read. Deep ball thread under, handshake afterward. Scouts start rounding in green shirts tacitly punched. That guy's legit. Those visuals carry more weight than film sessions. Young scouts text GMs mid-practice. This kid climbs fast. Final preseason game lands. Sanders plays 2 drives. Third quarter entry. Covers switch multiple times. Sit-down blitz. Protection calls shift. Throws in rhythm. Wides continues catching. Pushes 2 first downs. Coaches call. Each play harder than last. Execution cleaner. Goals achieved. When head coach finally addresses quarterback decision pressers, tone shifts. Sanders allows us flexibility, creativity. He's tomorrow's guy. Press lights jig. Second string acknowledges respect. Coaching nods. Ownership spins quietly in juke. Headlines form bold phrase. Sanders MVP magnet. Former picks begin checks. G Suite mock draft modules locked in. Sanders first Browns QB since '09. Media analysis ramps. That vision is now public consensus. Locker room praise loops. Veterans admit candidly off mic. Coach's edict turned into players' reality. Moments real. Chemistry solidifies. Trust cemented. At that point, you feel only relief, not surprise. You've put in the repetitions no one filmed. You stayed disciplined. Absorbed noise. Delivered under pressure. Stayed ready so others could step down. Now system passes baton. Season begins. Playoffs become possibility. Offense finds rhythm with first quarter orchestration. Ball control improves. Middle third routes open. Red zone efficiency climbs. Defense feels reprieve because you extended drives. Garrett pressures double. Ward locks coverage. Team coherence builds. When bleak moment arrives, turnover drives, slip protections, hostile crowd. You don't shrink. You adjust. Audible, keep offense honest. That mentality becomes team mantra. We adapt, not panic. By week 8, analysts note, Sanders QB rating trending highest. Highlight reels flood sports reels. Throw into tight window frozen. Pivot throw across field, while blitz arrives take center stage in highlight reels. Social buzz becomes mainstream. Sports podcasts analyze systemic change. Modern QB must handle media, handle defense, handle quarterback politics. Sanders becomes textbook. Game after game, success builds. Leadership elevates. You walk into post-game pressers not just a rookie QB, but leader of a narrative reversal. No longer underdog. Standard bearer. Final weeks of season arrive. Playoff push alive. Coaching booth calls packages around your cadence. Proprietary audible naming contracts anchored in your voice. Organization recognized. This is the future. Myles Garrett sends pair of post-game messages. Game winner. Proud of you. Veterans tweet quietly. QB of the future, not a name anymore. Ownership tweets. From development to contender. Banner rises for Garrett. One for playoff path. Fans chant last drive. Sanders. Sanders. And through it all, no arrogance. Just execution. No gripe. Just poise. No shortcuts. Just consistency. Championship window opens heavy. Queries fade. Hallways echo whispers. That's our quarterback.